is going on, everybody? It's Super Saiyan Paul back at it with Unreal End Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about Sparking Zero. It's launching later this fall, and we're excited to talk about everything we've seen, our expectations, and what we're going to be doing when this game drops. What up, Alex? How you doing, man?
Man, let me tell you, I haven't been so excited for a Dragon Ball product like this in a very long time. And me and you have been playing Tenkaichi since the day we met, even going back to like 2012 plus. So that game, Tenkaichi, has carried so much. There's so much to talk about, but man, I am so excited because truthfully, I'm also a little nervous because I just told you off camera, I don't see any other Dragon Ball game topping this in the future, but I guess we'll see. So
that's a testament to what we've seen so far, because what they're setting this one up with, it's like, how do you top this? You're gonna have to wait a whole nother console generation or something and wait for everything in between with whatever happens with the manga and the future of Daima and all this stuff, because everything I've seen, it literally looks like what we've wanted in our imaginations of it just being Tenkaichi 4, and they've given us all the graphical stuff, the environments. Have you seen all of these crazy new things that it can't even be handled on local multiplayer because of the fact that it's using up so much power? So the only thing they can do is, I think, the hyperbolic time chamber, and that's about it, which is crazy to how much power they're using.
it's not even that. I mean, you have like create your own story mode. Like you know what I mean? Like you get to create your own story. Like every dictation, there's some kind of circumstance that, you know, lies await on the other side, which is crazy because they even admitted like, hey, you don't have to do things a certain way, but if you do things a different way, then the story is going to play out different. That's crazy, because that's like a whole what if. So that in turn means that I could create a story, share it to you, you can create one, I can play it, but the only thing, and I'm just going to be upfront, I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet, the only thing that sucks about this game, truthfully, which is kind of weird, it doesn't have crossplay, which is so bizarre because mostly every game has crossplay these days. And so I'm just baffled out my mind as to why we don't have that, because that is an inclusion that I think should be featured. But I think all in all, outside of like everything else, it's a mixture of Tenkaichi and Raging Blast. So it's going to be so hard to pedestal any other Dragon Ball game after this to be above that of Sparking Zero, because everything that we remember from Raging Blast, from the cutscenes, from the cinematics, from even going all the way back to Tenkaichi's fighting style and the usage of the characters. You should know that because we did Battle of Brothers. We used to fight in your house, in my house. We used to fight online. We used to play Parsecs. You guys still fight till this day. So it's crazy how everything is the same except like magnified 10 times over. So like I am so genuinely excited for this. Like I can't even begin to imagine. The only other thing that came close to my excitement for this was GTA 6. But outside of that, like just this almost feels like 2007 again, because I remember when Tenkaichi 3 came out and it was just insane. So now it's been like, I mean, going on almost, give or take, 20 years plus, right? It's crazy to see how, you know, we're going to be jumping back into that. And I feel so bad for all of like the fighters and the Xenoverse players that were never familiar with Tenkaichi, because they're gonna get their heinies whooped, and that's a fact.
I can't wait for that, because we've been playing it, like Alex has said, even on the channel in the very early days of YouTube when there was barely anybody doing Dragon Ball content. At the very origins of it all, we were posting Tenkaichi 3 gameplay all the way back on the channel. It's like the ancient pyramids at this point, but that's how long we've been playing it. And I believe me and Alex even had a story of us running to the store when we first met to go buy Tenkaichi 3 and scrap on that game. So this being nearly...
The only detriment, though, I want to add was we don't really talk about this, but we don't talk about Ultimate Tenkaichi, because that was, at the time, it was like, oh, okay, but when looking back on it, it's probably like one of the most like god-awful games I've ever played in my life. But it's this game is Exodia assembled. That's why I don't think there's gonna be, if let's just say if there is a Xenoverse 3, man, you're gonna have to do some wild stuff in that game for that game to even remotely come close and topping what Sparking Zero is gonna be. Because if Tenkaichi held us out for like almost 20 years, right? Not even counting the mods, because you know we're gonna get Moro, Yui, Vegeta, etc. If Tenkaichi 3 was able to hold us out for that long, imagine what Sparking Zero is going to do. So I'm excited. The only thing I don't like is that there's no crossplay, which is, again, a weird thing. They haven't showcased anything GT related based on when you're watching this video. A little weird, but hey, we're gonna have to wait. But the only thing that sucks about this is crossplay. But I don't know how you feel about that, but it just makes more sense because PC players, PS5, Xbox, and etc. You know, it makes sense for them to include that, especially in today's day and age. You know.
Yeah, that's one outdated business practice that they're doing there. I don't know if it's to make people buy other versions of their copies or whatever, but it doesn't make sense because every other game is doing it, and plus they're going to be selling DLC. You want more people in it, but that one doesn't make sense, and that could be patched. So hopefully they hear it from the community that, like, yo, we have to have crossplay. It doesn't really affect anything like a first-person shooter would. It's just the input controls. But anyway, Tenkaichi 3 successor after 20 years. I think after they add the mods and everything, like he said, how are they gonna match up to this? Xenoverse 3 would have to go like full MMORPG to kind of blow us out of the water with the expectations, because Sparking Zero, when they add whatever granola mods, Moro mods, or whoever, it's gonna keep us going for a long time. At least 10 years, I would say, is a very, very confident bet with that one. So this game in its current state is almost looking like perfect. I haven't seen any other flaws when it comes to the roster, when it comes to like the graphics, and even like some of the finishers. They put a lot of love into this, and I'm hoping that we get some like really good net code, so this way it's 1-to-1. That's the only thing we haven't really seen tested properly. Have you seen anything, Alex, with that? I've only seen the Anime Expo.
I heard that they're going to be updating the net codes and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to be doing rollbacks either, but if they end up doing that, then that's going to be great, because, I mean, they've done that for fighters, they've done that for previous games as well. But I think, all in all, when looking at what this game is, unless they make, like, a Sparking Zero 2, that's the only way I feel like this game can be topped, is if, like, there's a sequel and then another sequel, just like Budokai and Tenkaichi and stuff, because let's just say if the anime does return and we get the animated versions of Moro, Maris, etc., Granola, that's going to be crazy because we get to see that in a game. And then if they make Sparking Zero 2, then boom, that's going to be the only thing that tops it. But right now, I don't think anything is going to top Sparking Zero, like in not just in like in the Dragon Ball sphere, but in the other spheres too. That's why I'm excited, and me and you are going to throw down. I know that for a fact. So make sure you guys tune in and just check back on Super Saiyan Paul's channel, because yeah, there's going to be plenty of butt weapons. Do you remember Storm 4? Yeah, I remember.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get back for that.
I do. Yes, I do.
But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of ass kicking back and forth from Sparking Zero. But that's the other thing too. Like he said, is there going to be a sequel to this? They got Xenoverse 2 still putting out DLC to this day. And really, what changes can they make in a new fresh sequel versus like just adding it as DLC as it goes on with season passes or whatever? Kind of like what Kakarot's doing too. It wouldn't really make sense for them to go with another sequel, but let's see how they're going to be doing these business practices. That's the only other part. And besides whatever DLC, the net code is what I really want to see just like be perfectly 1-to-1 smooth, and then we got ourselves something that we're going to have like our grown adult memories, and it's going to be lit. But anyway, guys, make sure you guys go check out Alex's channel, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon, comment down below with what you guys want to see from Sparking Zero. Is there anything else that we haven't really covered that you guys want to see? Let us know. We'll see you guys next time.